now. So how do you track dependencies? If you have teams that you work together, have you ever experienced dependencies within teams, and how have you been able to manage them, and what are your mitigation uh, approach? You'll be like, wow, I love this again. Thank you. And I see you're asking how we track dependency in my team. And I still love this question. Why? Because dependency is internal external blockers. I want to explain it in this way that sometimes you have multiple teams you're working with, and for you to have your deliverables delivered, timeline that you have on your roadmap, you have to work with certain teams, and you have to depend on them to deliver, to be available. The best way to go about dependency, both in my teams and I will coach Scrum Masters, and I do, is to be proactive. Being proactive is better than mitigation. Okay, mitigation is finding plan B. Oh, now the problem is here. Let's find a plan B to solve the problem. I prefer to be proactive. In certain environment, in my old environment, we were shutting down the site, and we needed to shut down the site in our 5th sprint. I had to coach my PO and my team that we have to be proactive, and this is something we discussed during our Scrum of Scrum. We have to, in my tool, which is Azure DevOps, we have to track that very dependency as an issue, and we'll have DEP, dependency, in front of it. So many teams have different way, but they still need to be proactive. Like, start working on it before your 5th sprint. Have some backlog items refined ahead of time, because when you're proactive, you will have to go to your backlog and be like, let's refine backlog items for 3-4 sprints ahead. When you do that, you'll be like, oh, I see that in our 4th sprint we're going to be working with team B for them to shut down or give us license, ShareGate license, or this license, or give us Miro access, whatever the dependency is. It might be even more complex. Be proactive with my team has helped us like magic. You guys see how I'm discussing. It's like I'm telling them a big story. I'm going to capture them. I'll be memorable. I'm coming back. Phase 2, phase whatever. I say be proactive, work like magic. Because if you wait till one sprint before the sprint when you need to work with team B, most times, learning from experience, historic data will show you that sometimes you did something, it didn't work. You continue to learn in this environment. I have learned that if you wait one sprint before you have the dependency, this resource, they might be on holidays. The key pointers, people you need to work with in team B, they are on vacation. So you do not want that. You want to be proactive, and that is why I encourage good backlog refinement. Let's refine, have some refined PBR items, like 3-4 sprints ahead of time. Then we'll be able to track all our problems. And these problems, these stories that we know they have dependency, we're going to, again, write issues out of them and tag the key people. Nikki, we're going to be working with you on the 30th of September. Please be available. We need ShareGate license. Amen. Amen is on this call. I'm going to be using you guys' name. Thank you. Say, I'm going to be working with you spring, fall. Please, we need ShareGate license. If not, our hair is going to break loose. You're not going to write user stories like that. But you write these issues as a, issues. You can write them as user story, bug, what else do you want to write? And tech debt. My team is writing technical debt. Freak out. You're not supposed to do that. Issues, it can be epic, it can be story, it can be, we have functional story, we have technical story, but this issue you're writing is going to be DEP, dependency. It's going to be issue. During Scrum or Scrum, you discuss it, and you're way ahead. You are way ahead. When you speak like this, that's why my CEO said they were writing some things down when I was talking, because I was bringing experience from other environments. And it works. It's real. It's real. If you're going to have dependency, if you want to track dependency, be proactive, have some backlog refinement, and track them early. Tag the people. Find a place to track it. You can track it in Azure DevOps, it's really easy. Or you can track them in your Confluence, wherever you want to track them, or in your page on after your PI planning, they should have a place where they own risk, risk and all that. We track dependency and we begin to track them so that when the sprint comes, 3 sprints from now, it's taken care of. they are available. And sometimes even in the Scrum or Scrum meeting, you'll be surprised. The key pointers that you're supposed to tag, that they get email that somebody is looking for them on the 15th, they should take care. I want to say best interview prep I've ever been. Thank you. Those people that you need to work with, they get notification. I love these tools. We all collaborate. And Nikki will be like, I got email from team A. Okay, they need to get license on the 21st of this month. That is how you add value as a Scrum Master. When you say that during interview, even the interviewer will write it down like, ooh, we're proactive. Tag these people early. And you don't need to send them email. Once you tag them on your tools where you work on, maybe Jira, Confluence, wherever, definitely not Teams, maybe Miro, people will be proactively ready to remove dependencies. A lot of time when we work on dependency in the same sprint, it's always a problem. But there are some spontaneous dependency that come out unexpectedly. As a Scrum Master, you also facilitate the process to help remove those dependencies. But dependencies that you track ahead of time, when you're proactive, is the best way. Be proactive, reach out to the people that you're supposed to work with so they will be available. If not, dependency can halt a whole project, a whole sprint. It can make you have block. When you have too many block items, sometimes the organization want to escalate that. Why do you have block items? People are not available, this not available, because you weren't proactive. That is how you answer that question. And I tell you, even people are giving comments here, your interviewer will be so impressed, because people need best practice, agile best practice, IT best practice. Now let's go to impediment. That's simple. Dependency, when I talk about dependency, how do you track and manage dependency? Now they want to act, and I told you guys, they are external blockers, that external team that you need to work with. Anything external, you're going to depend on another team, team B, team C, team Z, and you want to depend on them. You are the team A. Now they're talking about impediment. They ask this, any way they twist it, just understand their question. When you understand the same, coach said it, this is internal problem right now. It's going to be a dependency. It's going to be a problem internal in my team, in my organization. Most times it's going to be internal in your team, because your organization can have 10 teams. Anything that you're working in other teams is going to be outside your team. Is going to be dependency. Anything that anybody in your team environment, anything is going to be something you want to track daily. Now let's go into it. Oh wow, thank you Tracy Johnson for answering that. Being proactive for dependency is the key. I love the steps that you give. We want to track it somewhere in our tool, Confluence, Jira, Azure DevOps, anywhere. We track it as an issue, but we're going to have dependency on it so that the key pointers, they will know ahead of time, and they will begin to work, collaborate, so that it's not going to be a blocker. Thank you so much. I love that answer. That approach is really best practice. And now I'm going to go straight into, how do you track your own impediment? Then when you have environment or people become impediment, how do you track that, and what's your approach? And you'll be like, wow, thank you. I love this. I love to track impediment, because it's sometimes something that happens daily. Dependency can happen within sprints and something you want to be proactive, but the internal blockers, it's something we track daily. And what is the best time to track them? Daily Scrum, because you want to actually know what is the blocker we have today. And it's, as a Scrum Master, we do not, note this, we do not manually or physically remove impediments. We facilitate the process to remove impediment. It's very important you speak that. You're not going to remove an impediment, because you cannot. You cannot. You will facilitate the process. Facilitating the process is a big job already for you. And that is why mentoring is good. During mentoring, they'll show you how you facilitate the process, because there's so many processes that go on, who to reach out, what to do, and how to, create psychological safety, so people will be safe to speak when people are impediment. That's another question. That's conflict. Okay, so yes, I track it every morning. Why won't I? Because internal impediment can actually be a show blocker, and that is why I never skip. You guys see me, it's like I'm excited. That's what you do in your interview. That is why I never skip daily Scrum. Skip daily Scrum, there will be pile of impediments, because it just happens. There might be resource that are not responding. People might have issues on their Jira that they already tag. Oh, Mr. Tony, we need response, we need documentation. Like on Friday, somebody need a document or need some approval since 2 days ago, and I look at the comment. The two comment is 2 days. It's an impediment right there, is a blocker, and the other person have not responded, and he was right in the meeting, and I said 16 minutes, we'll discuss more. Said, have you responded? He said, oh, he was busy, and he will reach out to it today. See, we call out these impediments daily. We call them out daily, and I, as a Scrum Master, I facilitate the process. I cannot go to the environment and start punching codes to remove those blockers, but I can facilitate and follow up, and reach out and email and tag and send message all day, just removing impediment and blocker. That's one of the biggest skill set of a Scrum Master, removing impediments daily. And that is why I can never skip daily Scrum. If I'm not going to be seeing, I want to add icing on the cake. Nobody asked me about daily Scrum, but because I want to tell them I'm too ready for you today. Like, I'm ready for you. I'm an asset if you don't know. I said that's why I don't skip daily Scrum. If I cannot make daily Scrum, I get my PO. I already trained them, let them know the expectation outcome from the meeting, the input and the output for the meeting. And I ask my PO or my BA or my tech lead, just please facilitate the daily Scrum and let it be just 15 minutes, and the 16-minute meeting can be more discussion, the parking lot meeting, and that's when you might update tickets. Or even in the 15 minutes, if you need to update any ticket, please tag me and tag whoever is updating the ticket. And if there are any impediment, please make sure we add them on those comments so that I can follow up after the call. That is if I'm not going to be in the meeting. We never skip it, because impediments can arise daily, and it's a daily situations that we need to facilitate the process to remove. We never skip it, and it has worked, really worked for my team, and it works for all team. We don't skip daily Scrum. It's really important, because there we deal with environment issue, team issues that can block any stories internally. The external ones are dependencies, the internal one are in but I am impediments. Now, there are issues that are impediments in teams that relates to people, and that's it's more of conflict. I don't know if you want to ask that, and I'm ready to explain and give some start approach to those situations. And that's all I can say about impediment for now. That's how you answer it. It's recorded. And that's a real life situation. You track impediment daily. It's when you say impediment, remember it's an internal problems. Daily. No skip your daily Scrum. Don't ever skip daily Scrum. You'll be surprised the next day there will be so many impediments, so many things that can want to block your work. And at the end of the day, if you block your work, you will not meet your sprint goal, and you're not adding value. You're not really making any impact if you are not tracking daily impediments. Now, let's move forward and facilitate the process to remove them. How you do all that is what we treat more in mentoring class, because there's so many ways you do that, even different environment, different ways. And I have so many ways you track them, facilitate the process. And that's why I put all those my knowledge together to share with Scrum Masters. A lot of my Scrum Masters, they are doing very well. Now, let's go to conflict. Conflict, they are like people in your team that want to become impediments, but we call them conflict. Two people having problem. Now let's go, and I will act like the recruiter, and I will act like the person they're asking question. They'll be like, thank you for explaining how you track your daily impediment, because you say they come in daily. It's not something you want to track once in a while. No. Awesome. That was a good one. Thank you. And with that, I just want to go straight to conflict. And guess what, guys? The way I'm answering this question, if you really clean questions like this, sometimes they might not even repeat most of questions again, depending on how you answer the question. If they decide to repeat the question, maybe they're just going formality. They already made up their mind that you're good. You're good because you're answering the questions and you're bringing real life situation. And guess what? Going to conflict resolution. So how do you remove conflict? What's your conflict resolution strategy? If you have teammates that have a problem and all that, do you have any example? Have you experienced it before? You'll be like, wow, thank you so much. Yes, this is a great question. See, you just trick your brain to calm down and stop, calm down and speak. This is a great question, because sometimes it's almost inevitable to have people work together and they don't experience conflict. And myself as a Scrum Master, there's something I do. It's something that I know works. When I get into a team, this is very important, and this is a very good point. When I get into a team, I build relationship. When I get into a team, my first 1 month, like I always coach my other Scrum Master, I make people know that I'm here for you. You got to like the person that I am, because people want to work with people they like. If you don't like somebody, maybe some people have very bad attitude, it's hard for them to collaborate, to work with you. So I go into environment and I'm like, I'm here to collaborate. I'm here to improve the process. I'm the person. I'm the coach. I'm the Scrum coach. I'm your supporter, your motivator. I'm self-motivated. So I'm here to motivate you to improve the process, to remove all the blockers. Oh, if you need a cup of water, I give you some cup of water. But I also have boundaries because we have principle we follow. And so building relationship in an environment like this has been wonderful, because I know there's time that we're going to have conflict. When you have conflict, people wouldn't listen to you when they don't even know where you're coming from. Like, who is she to tell me? Who is that? Who is this? But when you take time to build relationship, you are able to add value. You're able to remove conflict. You're able to have good one-on-one, build relationship, know people more beyond just work. Oh, you don't need to hang out with them after work, but when you communicate with people, you do some one-on-one, you'll be able to know how to handle conflict when it comes. Now, how do I remove conflict? I actually have a situation. After building great relationship with my team, I discovered that during my retro, use my example, it's a good one. It will get you the job. It's gotten a lovable job. During my retro, I discovered my team, they were the offshore contract staff, especially, they were not speaking out. They were not giving their input. I never knew they had a little conflict with the PO. The PO was coming from a PM position, from a project manager. He has the power. He used to have the power to fire, to hire, to micromanage. And during one of their events, they had a team complaint that is making them overcommit. That is when I did my root cause analysis. I did my root cause. Why is this problem? And I found out this, asking questions, doing one-on-one with the team, because I noticed they were not giving their input during my retro. And I knew that was a problem. Because I built great relationship with them, I was able to have a conversation with them individually. And I knew that I have my work cut out. I have to work with my PO to see how I can make him understand that a Scrum team is different from a waterfall team. A Scrum team, the hierarchy is parallel. Like the engineers, the PO, the BA, you see, everybody is the same. Engineer, PO, BA, Scrum Master, everybody is a parallel. There is no boss, there is no manager except the actual team managers, stakeholders. Those are people that can actually call that they are not in the Scrum team. But once you're in the Scrum team as a PO, if they're scared of you, it's an anti-pattern. So I knew I had my work cut out. I knew I had to bond with my manager more, to coach him more about the agile team. And I started doing that. And in one of our meetings, we were talking more and how I want to help improve the process in the team, and any way I can support him. And like, my phone is always available, and anytime, even when we're not at work, he's free to text me if you have any question and all that. And I just want to make sure I'm working, collaborating with him perfectly to help the team, to help them have psychological safety where they can actually speak. Because when a team don't feel safe to speak, that they might be reported to the management, they might be fired, they might be queried. That means they don't have psychological safety. Guys, you need to write the terminology, some of them. I didn't use a lot today. In my class, I use a lot because I'm intentional. I want them to save them. When you speak that, your manager who is interviewing you, be like, this one is ready, day one. Psychological safety is very important, because if your team don't feel safe, if they have some manager that they know ever gonna speak, retro is when they want to speak all the negative things that they are feeling, and you want them to have that psychological safety. They want to feel safe that nobody is going to report them, because we want to inspect and adapt. And this team didn't feel that way. Whenever the PO is there, they all lock down, and you find out that the action items box is always empty. But when PO is not around, and you as a Scrum Master, you observed it, and you knew that you had your work cut out after doing some one-on-one and doing your root cause analysis. In other way, you want to find the root cause of the problem, and you found out that you have to have some coaching session with the TPO unknowingly you build relationship with him. And in one of that meeting he mentioned that he's even under stress now. His wife is having a baby and that's their second child and it's really not easy for him. And you're like, good. Oh, and he said, I think the baby is coming in a few weeks. You're like, I'm always here to support, to help you. Just let me know if you need me to handle backlog refinement, you want to take some days off and all that. But oh my God, congratulations. And that's the process. You build a relationship beyond work, and now is even able to open up to you because now you find out that your meeting is yielding, is adding value, you're building bond with him, so you can influence him, because we are to influence our environment. We are change agents. We are they used to call us servant leader. Now we are true leaders. We're no more servant, we're nobody's servant. So in that process, you knew that I was having a baby girl. Guess what happened? I asked the team, this is something you're saying during interview. They'll be listening. They'll be so excited to listen to you. They'll hire you if you get your interview like this. And you got the team. Let's get him a gift. A little gift, a gift card, whatever. And with one of the ritual, we'll present it to him. And that's what happened. You can't believe he broke down with joy. Because at the end of the day, I wanted to bring the team together. I wanted to also have a great bond so that we can speak out our pain, our worry. I said, he's having a baby girl. Now we have a gift for you, team. We have a gift for you. And we present him his little, but we know he can, it's out of love. And the team, especially the remote team, the contract team, they presented him the gift card. Just the thought of it alone. And he didn't know that I captured that during our meeting. Do you know how wonderful this team became? I was adding value. This team, we had a great bond. Even I'm no longer in that team, I cannot forget, because team still calls me and say, hello coach, hello Tracy, how you doing? We're still friends. And that is one way to remove our conflict. Now, putting all together, conflict will come in a team. It's almost impossible for you not to see conflict. It's inevitable. So what do? Build great relationship with your team, your PO, your teammates, so you can influence them, so you can remove conflict, so they will know that you have not come to outdo them, to compete with them, but you have come to improve the process. That's the answer for that. If you speak that, you get that. You'll come back for second phase interview. It's recorded. I don't know if I won't keep going. I think we've done a whole lot today. I think your mindset should be changed. God will give you opportunity. God will give you opportunity. God will bless the work that you're already putting in. You've been in this class almost 2 hours. I think some of you spent already 2 hours to have 5 minutes before the end of the class. And good thing I recorded it. Let me stop the recording so that I can send it to the chat so you guys can get it. And anybody who have interview from now on, I want you to know that, see the good side of what's going on. If people are being blessed out there, you cannot be left behind, except if you somebody who don't have faith. Have faith. A lot of things in life these days is just favor. A lot of favor is going on. Well done. Thank you. Thank you. You good pointers there. Very good pointers. Yes, a lot of things going on right now. Is favor upon your work. And you are in that group. If you want to join my future class, I'm going to be having another one month interview class before I close down 2023. I'll resume 2024. It's going to be next month. Yes, it's going to be next month to, it's going to be 4 weeks. And I'm thinking of full-time mentoring, to one more mentoring before the end of the year. Any of my classes you want to join in future, let me know. But again, I want you to change your mindset. If there's 10 people that are going to get a job in LinkedIn, you should be part of it, because you're putting in your best. But any gaps that you know, and I have lots of questions. There's some questions we didn't go into today. I didn't talk about estimation. You need to hear how I clean up my estimation. And again, there's a lot of people we go to interview. Yeah, I made my last class for this year. I will drop the price. I'll drop the price because I really feel for a lot of people that have said they have gone interview, gone. A lot of people don't even have money. One might train some free classes. Put on, and I pray somebody get a job from this free class, so you don't even have to join my interview prep. I'll drop the class. I want to get as many people into the class, as many people that I can train and coach towards, because next quarter, next January, February, companies are hungry. So even though I say I'm taking a break, I'm going home to take holiday, because I have so many parties, Chicago and all that. I don't want to be coaching like I used to do, be coaching from my vacation. You that's looking for a job, prepare for next quarter. We already have a somewhere that we like. You know, there's room. I want agile coach role. Maybe I should put eye out there. Don't close your LinkedIn December, January. Organization will roll out budget. Thank God I didn't forget this. They will roll out budget for new quarter, January, February, March. They do new big hiring. So if you are in the market, don't just shut down. There's going to be a lot of interview December, January, February, March. So if you want to join my next class, you know, I only treated a few questions today. Just imagine 1 month what you'll be. I'm even giving my students now because organizations are mean now. They are not playing. You know, like somebody said, they buckled up. They are cleaning up any imposter, anything. So if you get in my class, I'm even volunteering one-on-one. Now I want to talk to you one-on-one. Give me your introduction. Let me hear you. I want to feel you. If I don't feel you, I'll say, go get it. That's what I'm promising my class right now. I told them that I'm having a free class today, but the next class, one-on-one, I want to hear your voice. I want to hear your tune. Anybody in this class that's from my old class that got a job, but were they able to enter, or everybody's new? It looks like everybody's new. Asunsha is here. Okay, I'll talk about her quickly. Yes, I'll talk about her. She got a job in my class. Yeah, she left that job because of something, not because of her incompetence, but she's going for another job again by the grace of God. But she got in my class at Sunshine. She fixed her resume. She was in my interview and she locked down a job. Coach Tracy, oh, I'm still here. Let me see, who do I have that got a job? It's only Assumption who came. I tagged many people, so everybody here, almost everybody here is new. Wow, all these my Scrum Masters, they don't like to give back to the Agile community. It's not fair. See them, even Jermaine is not here. Alvin is not here. Queen, Princess is not here. Princess is killing it. Agile coach is not here. See, none of them is here. These people, make una they give now. You guys donate. You think when me that's donating, I'm not wise? Give. None of my working Scrum Masters are here. They are going where they are tired after Friday. Ooh, sometimes they just want to be in bed all day after removing impediments all day. So yeah, I'll have one classes this quarter. I cannot have more than one class. It's gonna start end of this month. I'll kick off. Then I'll prepare people for the new quarter. Everybody in that class, I'm gonna be very intentional, just like I'm intentional with this class. Very intentional, because I know the first quarter, January, February, March, they're going to want to hire. This 2023 was somehow, but we're looking at 2020, and this between our month end, they'll be preparing for first quarter January. So if people are taking vacation, leave your LinkedIn running and still do those things I said and get into your role before the end of the year or first quarter.